Oh, here we are again. Hello and welcome again to River Valley Farm. Kind of coming up empty on good stuff for sprayers. I don't really know why, but I am anyway. So, yeah. They don't seem to do stock very much stuff around here anymore to keep up with this kind of stuff, which, you know, they used to, because, well, there was crops that everybody grew that needed to be sprayed. So anyway, beside the point. But I bought what stuff I could find, and so I'm going to switch out some nozzles real quick, as many of them as I can, and then I guess I'll have to go find some more stuff someplace else. But anyway, and we're going to get this thing out and go speed test it and see what kind of miles per hour I can run with it. So stick around a minute. Okay, so just going to point this out real quick. I have been putting on these brass. These are 80-degree nozzles. That's what all of them are now, except I'm going to have this one. Okay. These are 73-degree brass nozzles that nobody sells anymore, at least not that I can find. So anyway, this is an 80-degree plastic with a stainless steel insert in it. So we're going to have one of these that's left over from the old setup on this thing, and the rest of them are all going to be brass 80-degree nozzles. I would just use these, but this thing, 4 of these costs almost $22 for 4 of those. Ooh, hang on a second. So yeah, 4 of these is almost $22. The stainless insert piece of plastic there. Okay, which the stainless will wear longer than the brass will, but I'm not going to be using it that much, so it doesn't really matter. But these are $17 for 4. So that makes a huge difference in the cost of setting this thing up. And like I said, I'm going to be spraying mostly water and herbicides, stuff like that. Not really going to attempt to put fertilizer through this thing. I have a place that does dry fertilizer 4 miles from here, so I'm not too concerned about having to do liquid fertilizer. If I do, it won't be potash and stuff like that. Will be, boron, maybe something that is actually liquefied. So or if I decide I'm going to leave one field in grass hay, then I'll do nitrogen, which, again, not a huge deal. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'll put these last two in, and we'll go from there. Then I got to rearrange stuff so I can get this out. But anyway, then we'll go find out how fast it goes, what my spray, where I've been spraying in first gear, because that's the gear I've been spraying in, because a lot of this is pretty steep. Alright, so here we are on a flat spot, and let me get where'd that go? Right there it is. So I have a speedometer app on my phone. Okay. No, I don't want to exit. Start trip. Right? I don't know how this works, but anyway, start trip. Oh, that's not what I want to see. Well, hang on while I figure this out. It was relatively easy the other day, but anyway. Okay, this thing's being fairly disagreeable. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm trying to look at it through the phone screen, look at the phone screen through the camera and the sun. It's difficult at best. So anyway, we're gonna go along here and see if this thing will read or not. I don't know if I can go really fast enough this dumb thing to make it read. That's 0 miles per hour. See if I'm even at the pressure I wanted to have or not. Okay, that's pretty high. Alright. Okay, so this isn't too scary fast for the hillsides. This is first gear, where the throttle will hold itself basically, and that is 4 miles an hour. So that part's not bad. Now, that part's not bad, but if you do it to this speed, look at that gauge. So if we open that up, both booms, that's 80 psi that we are spraying. So having all of those nozzles on there at 80 psi, that is, I don't know if the chart that comes with them even goes that high, but we'll have to go look at it and find out what that would be. That's a lot of gallons per acre. Now, of course, I have the option of going second gear and seeing what I get out of that. So let's try that. Second gear. Well, let me get this thing turned around. Okay, so second gear at this throttle is 3 miles an hour for 3 or 4 miles an hour. Now, of course, then when you get to going downhill with it, it's going to go a little faster. But anyway, this would bring my spray pressure down dramatically. So, alright, we'll get down here on a flat spot and see what we get then. Because it's not real happy at the moment, but anyway. Okay, so this is 4 miles an hour. Throw my pump in gear. That's 120 pounds. Well, wait, we gotta turn both of those on. And that's more like 60 pounds. That's a lot of spray. 5 miles an hour, but still 60 pounds is a lot of fluid going through the boom. Okay, so after a really hard rain shower, decided we better move this thing, or well, I should say during a really hard rain shower, decided we better move this thing back inside and get to work on what I had planned here. So here we have a pressure regulator. Okay. 3/4 inlet aluminum bypass relief valve, basically. Well, that says relief valve, not regulator, but whatever. So more or less, if I can put this in line here someplace, and then have a line come off it, go back to tank, then we would be pretty well in business. So we could get it down to 15 pounds, which would get me to where I want to be as far as gallons per acre goes. Not so much, let's see, what's in here? Not that, I done threw it away, didn't I? Or lost it one. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. 15 gallons per acre. Or let's see, we could go 20 psi, 4 miles an hour, and have it down at 21 gallons an acre, which is going to be way better than what I was getting. So anyway, that's what we need to do now, is I need to find enough fittings and such to plumb all this back in at what I need to do, which is probably going to be really fun, because I got to get this piece out of this piece without breaking this piece, because if I got to break that piece, then that's expensive. But anyway, probably going to have some galvanized or brass pipe parts, fun stuff like that, which means I'm going to have to go to the hardware store. So anyway, not a huge deal, just got to go do it, right? I'm going to have another piece of hose and another T and stuff anyway to put the hose back together. Or, I don't know, I'm going to have to think about this a little bit so I can do it. But anyway, this is a pressure relief, so we should be able to put this in line and T, the inlet here, and have this be however which way it works out. But then we have to put a line here to go back to tank, so as not to not to drain everything I got, or not to explode the pump, because the pump will continue to make pressure. Yeah, the pump will continue to make pressure. We've seen it go. Today we saw it over there flirting with the 160 pounds. I don't know how much pressure one of those little cheap roller pumps is good for, but probably pretty, not that much. So anyway, off to the hardware store, I guess, and let's see what we can come up with down there. Like I said, hopefully we don't bust anything here when we try and take this apart, but that's probably probably not going to be easy. All right, so after a trip to the hardware store and an insane amount of luck, that piece screwed right out after I clamped it in a vise. This is what we come up with so far. Still kind of up in the air on what I want to do with this piece here just yet. We've got, I can either put my inlet here, okay, or here, and then put this here or there, either which way, okay. More or less I'm going to have to get it mounted up there and then see which one I like better. And then I forgot, but anyway, I needed a T and one more T and 3 barb fittings for the plan that I had. But anyway, we'll have to see how that works out. I've got an extra line coming down here. This should be my recirc line, okay? But anyway, this is all work in progress. Like I said, I got another 6 weeks or so, good 6 weeks yet before I'm going to be worried about using it. So we'll probably get to see this a lot amongst mowing and other cutting hay and stuff like that. So anyway, let me get up there and get this put on, and we'll figure out what else we got to do. Okay then, so there we are mounted up, our basic stuff here. So this is my hose coming from the pump, so I can either put it here or I can put this here and put my inlet hose on the end there. Excuse my nose. Anyway, I would probably say it needs to be, this thing sit here, I balance it properly. Not really. So anyway, basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the relief here, okay, and put my inlet there, and we will go from there. I'm a little bit short on stuff at the moment, but anyway, we'll figure something out just for a quick test run. Wouldn't be a big deal. Well, you know what? We're probably not going to test it, because I don't really want to have to spill water all over everything after it's just been raining. So yeah, we're not quite done with this idea yet, but we're getting close. Okay, so that's it. That's that. I'm not going to put these back on yet. Not tighten them up yet, because or not put the clamps back on them yet. Put them back on to keep the mud daubers out. Serious consideration in this area. Only other thing I got to do is come up with a hose barb here, 3/4 inch pipe, thread to a 3/4 inch hose barb, and then either a hose barb tee here or 3/4 inch pipe tee with 3 hose barbs on it. You know, put a line from here to there, and that should have us covered. At least I hope it does anyway. Another thing we're going to do today, since I'm only going to need 2.5 to 3 foot of line here, basically, to get this done, or well, I might need another piece right there. But anyway, let's get down off of this thing. It's also handy for trimming trees too, if you couldn't get the picture what those are for. Who needs a pole saw? You can just drive up to them with this and trim them off, all right? Okay, so the only other thing we're gonna have to do is we need to do something different with this recirc line right here. That is pretty much pinched off. If it's not completely pinched off, it's pretty dang close. So anyway, shouldn't be much to it really, other than how high up does it go. Oh, all the way to the top of the tank. Okay, so it goes all the way up. Anyway, that's another thing we're gonna have to do. Don't have to do it today because we need to make sure that we have enough stuff, enough hose and what have you. And as I already stated, my local hardware store is closed. And yeah, if I don't go to that one, then it's, I don't know, 20 miles in any direction to one that would be open today, unless I want to go back to Tractor Supply, which I think I've been in there enough in the last couple of days. So anyway, guys, the John Deere Blue is coming along. Nothing really to report on it other than it should hopefully do its job way better now that I'll be able to do a better control on my spray rate. I'll go out here and grab this 2,4-D label, I guess. We'll read it a little bit, maybe. That is, if it's still there. I don't even know if it's still here or not. It's still there, but whether or not we can read it because it's been rained on. Yay. Anyway, whatever. Let's see. All right. Anyway, let's see what we got here. It's hot. And it's getting ready to rain again, I can tell. So anyway, that's all the first aid nifty stuff there. We don't really care about that right now. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to read this or not. Not very well. So yeah, 1 quart per acre is what it says. Okay, and as I've gotten reading on it, other stuff anyway, the rate of 1 quart to an acre does not apply if you put it down with over 20 gallons of water. So that's what I'm working towards, is getting down to 20 gallons or less of water per acre. So that's why I'm looking at doing all this stuff with nozzles and speed and everything else. So anyway, that's why we have the pressure regulator in line. That's why we need to tie in a line to it so we can get it, and that's not even a regulator. A regulator would reduce the pressure in line to the valve or to each boom and then do it. But anyway, this will work. So that's all for today. Probably all for the weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again one day next week anyway, with mowing the alfalfa, so-called alfalfa field again. What day that'll be, I don't know, because, well, the weatherman doesn't know what's going on either. All I know for sure is it is thick, or it's hot, or I should say it is humid. Humid. So, let's see. Tomorrow there's a 20% chance of rain. Monday is 60. Tuesday 40. And then next Saturday starts with a 40% chance. And then 50, 30, 80, 40, 40. 30, yeah. So rain all the following week. Interesting. Anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully we catch a dry enough spot that we can use that thing. That'd be really awesome after I just spent all this time messing with it. And we're not even done messing with it yet. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll be back later.